Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Plaque for the Atari 2600, released by Activision in 1983. I'm playing this game on a Retron 77 off of a cartridge. This is yet another Activision game for my Atari 2600 collection. This is an interesting game. I think that's the best way to describe this game. Overall, it's kind of like a public service announcement for players. Basically, it's trying to facilitate good dental health, I guess? Sort of, anyway. I mean, it's a shooter, and it happens to be themed around dental hygiene. Not what I would have expected, but this one actually kind of works. In this game, you control a tube of toothpaste, and the goal is for you to defend the teeth in the mouth here by shooting different types of food that appear on screen. If a piece of food touches a tooth, the tooth will start to break down. When that's happening, if you manage to shoot that food fast enough, you can actually save the tooth. But if you don't shoot it in time, the tooth will decay and disappear. You can also run out of toothpaste. If you hold the fire button down non-stop, because this is an auto-fire game, you will eventually see your tube of toothpaste start to shrink. When you run out, you can no longer fire. This game runs in waves, and as you shoot and destroy junk food, you're going to get points. Also, when you clear all of the food, the wave ends, and then you get additional points based on how many teeth are remaining in your head and the amount of toothpaste that you have left over. When you collect enough points, you're going to gain bonus teeth. The game will continue until all of your teeth are gone. There are 1 and 2 player games here, and there's an advanced game and a basic game for each of those. This is also one of those Atari games that when you plug it in and just press start, you're immediately starting on the advanced game. I don't know why they did that. I would have thought you would have started on the easy game and then selected advanced when you got good. Whatever. There are some interesting things that they do with this game. First, overall this is a functional shooter. As odd as it is, you can shoot towards the upper teeth or the lower teeth, and the food as it comes in, it's going to attack one side or the other. The food, they're going to arrive in waves, and they're going to approach in a pattern. When you're on an advanced game, after 1 or 2 waves, the waves will actually start moving as they approach, as opposed to just coming onto the screen and moving straight up or down. The patterns that they start to run actually make this one pretty difficult at times. Plus the sheer volume of food that shows up, the enemies, that can get pretty rough. The basic game tones down the speed and the patterns that the food moves in, so if you're having difficulty with the advanced mode, switch to basic and the patterns will change. I think they become more stable, maybe a little slower. It's definitely easier. If you stare at this screen and you just think about this as an open mouth with teeth, it's a little unnerving. First of all, there are very few teeth to start with, and there are these gigantic gaps in between the teeth. If you were to pan the camera back and have a look at the whole mouth and head, I kind of shudder to think what it would look like. Anyway, there's definite repetition in this game. I mean, we don't have any other mouths to save here. We don't move to another screen. But what we lack in background variety, I think they kind of make it up a little bit in offensive variety. There are far more enemy avatar sprites than I expected for a game like this. Every time you clear a wave, you get a new enemy. The enemies start and you have burgers, then you have hot dogs, french fries, strawberries, cherries, donuts, candy canes, and then ice cream cones. We're talking 8 levels in. It isn't until the 9th level where we wrap back to the beginning. That takes some playing. It's really nice to see such a variety in the sprites, and the fact that there are so many here, I think that's great. I was really surprised when I kept beating waves that something new showed up. I really thought it was going to start looping much quicker than that. Also, while playing this game, I couldn't help but wonder, how much is this person actually eating in front of us? Not only is this all junk food mostly, but there's so much of it. Anyway, this one surprised me a bit with the gameplay and the variety that we have here. I know it's basically repetitive, but I kind of enjoy goofing around with this one. I think for what it is, maybe mostly it's a public service announcement, I don't know, but it kind of works. This game was part of the Activision Patch Club, so it had its own Activision patch. If you managed to score more than 35,000 points, and you sent in a photo to Activision, they would mail you a patch that is part of the No Plaque Pack Club. It's basically a patch with a bunch of cartoon teeth on it. You can find pictures online if you're really interested. Well, that's all I have today for Plaque Attack for the Atari 2600. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on another video.